So let's talk about romance.
Oh boy.
The romance factor. How do you make romance a priority, or do you?
You know, I gotta say, unfortunately, we're not very romantic people. It's just, it is what it is. Romance has not played a factor in our marriage. I guess not the way that I view romance, you know, like, yeah, no. I don't even know what to say to that other than, like, we're super casual people. We're super, like, you know, what movie are we going to rent, and what are we going to eat? We'll eat right here sitting on the couch. That's why this couch is a hot mess, but we'll just sit here together and watch TV and, you know, and hang out, and he's a homebody big time, and most times I am too, and I guess.
So no date nights?
We've never done a date night. In 27 years, we've never done date nights. Like, we've never made that a priority. And sometimes I wish we would have early on. Like, I didn't know that was a thing at 21, you know? I just knew that I was married and I was working and we were buying a lot of stuff. We were young, I guess.
Building your life together.
Yeah, definitely building our life together. And then as the years went on and we had children, I felt like there was no time for romance. When you're working full time, you're raising babies, you're trying to balance it all. Who has time, right? And then we moved here when the kids were little. Like, Megan was born in Georgia, Taylor was 3.5, and we didn't have any family or know anyone here.
So no babysitters.
So yeah, no babysitters, and I was pretty protective. You know what I mean? Like, super cautious about a lot of things in that regard. So yeah, no romance in that way. No romance.
So, well, we know, due to your surprise, that sex is still a priority.
Well, you know, maybe, not right now. For him, it's a priority. You know, for me, I'm like,
whatever.
It's a sad reality, but it's my truth. I mean, listen, I could definitely be more willing and more, bless his heart. That's all I got to say. Bless his heart, because if it were up to him, it would be a daily thing, honestly. I feel like he would every single day, but it's not up to him.
I saw something online that says men control the pants, but the women control the zipper.
Pretty
and I
much.
thought that was so funny. Because it's actually the exact opposite of my house. Like, I'm the one that is like, rah,
That's
you know.
so funny.
And Ray is just like, Allison, if you don't go sit down.
Wow, that's really great. That's great, though. I have a friend like that, too. She and her husband have been together since they were, like, in high school, like freshmen in high school.
Wow.
And they've been married 25 years, and she's like, she says, we got a lock on the door. Yeah, when they hear the lock tick, it's, you know, don't come knocking. But yeah, no, it's, you know, I don't know.
Moving on.
Yeah, we can move on. It's all good. Maybe that's an area I should definitely work on. I know my husband will appreciate it.
Well, I saw something, and I do a lot of research online lately, and I saw something about building up the intimacy in your relationship. It starts with little things,
right.
Like, you know, as you're walking past your spouse, for no reason, just touch them.
Right.
You know, when they leave in the morning, linger a little longer on the kiss.
Aww, yeah.
It's those little things that build up the intimacy.
That makes sense.
And it makes it like, so when they do come home, they've been thinking about all those little touches and that lingering kiss.
Right.
And it makes them more apt to
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even you,
yeah.
You know, makes you more apt because you've been thinking about that too. And
right.
So, I don't know, it's something to think about, because I think it's easy to get in the routine of things.
Oh, yeah.
Going to work, dropping the kids off at school, cooking,
yep.
cleaning, and then at the end of the day you're tired, and it's just like, sex, like, I need to get to sleep. And
you know, and what also I feel like plays a role is, like, if he comes home and he starts complaining about stuff, that totally turns it off. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, well, now I'm not really that glad that you're home. Because now you're bitching about stuff that I really don't want to hear.
So you ruined it.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, come home and don't worry if the dishes are in the sink. You know, ignore it.
Let's do something else.
Focus on something good. Not, are the whites washed? Yeah.
So, okay, so your husband comes home and he's bitching.
He does
Well,
sometimes, yeah.
If he doesn't come home and he's not bitching and he's just, but you have something that you want to talk about,
Ooh.
how do you approach when you have a difficult issue with your spouse? Do you wait for the right time? I saw something earlier, a lady was like, I write a letter if I know it's going to be a difficult conversation. I don't think I can do that. But, people handle it differently. I saw something the other day about waiting until a certain time and after dinner, after they've settled, to have the conversation. What do you do?
I'm really bad about that. It's going to be interesting to see this. And you've been married how long? How have you survived that? No, I'm learning though, honestly. I feel like we're always learning. So if you haven't been married 27 years, there's hope. But I'm learning, and I need to not address things right when he walks in the door. Like, I know not to bother him, not to say anything to him. Honestly, I feel like 9 times out of 10, I don't ever say anything to him, because I deal with a lot of the family stuff, and he has all the work and other stuff on his mind. And so when he comes in the door, the last thing I do is tell him anything. I let him go in, take a shower, get changed, maybe sit down in his in the room for a little bit and watch TV. And then if I have something that's like that he has to be aware of, a pressing matter, then I'm like, can we talk for a minute? And I'll just kind of address it like that. But if it's something that, I don't know, if it's something that isn't something that's that important, I don't really worry about it. I guess it's the important stuff. Yes, I have to wait for an opportune time. I actually think writing the letter is not a bad idea. I mean, for me, I'd rather send an email. It's quicker. I know it sounds a little silly, but sometimes I feel like I would get more of his attention if he's reading an email than if I'm talking to him, because I do feel like his attention span is really short. And if I'm coming across like I'm complaining about something, he may just turn me off. I may sound like the teacher on the Peanuts, wah, 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 yeah. And then it doesn't work. So sending a letter actually, or an email, is not really a bad idea. But I'm thinking about that for me, just because I know him, and especially if there's like a Bulls game on or a sport, something he wants to watch, he's not trying to have a conversation with me at the moment.
Yeah, and I think, when we want to talk about something, especially if we've been waiting at home for them to come home so we can talk about it. Right. The minute they walk in there, we're just like, okay.
Can I talk to you now?
Talk to you now, yeah. And then they're just like, you know what, give me a second. Yeah. And we get offended by that, and it really shouldn't even be that. I think that if we were to reverse the situation and it was us, we would want the same thing. Absolutely.
We would want a minute. Can I just walk in the door and take a load off? Yeah, I think so too. It's a good thing to wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw, the one thing that I saw recently was about waiting until, the prime time to have a conversation was 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
Oh.
And I said, really? And they said, well, ideally, they've come home from work, they've put their things down, maybe have changed their clothes, maybe had a beer, maybe have eaten dinner at that point, and they've decompressed.
Makes sense.
And so they're open to conversation. Which is interesting. I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting. And it makes a lot of sense, too, because they come home and they're still thinking about work. Yeah. For a lot of that, I feel like. And then they have to I know for him, he has to come in. When he starts doing stuff and he's still in his work uniform, I'm like, can you please go take a shower and get comfortable? Because then I know when he takes a shower and he gets comfortable, then I know he's in relaxed mode, or at least trying to be relaxed mode. Al's not really big on relaxing. It's just not his makeup, He's thinking of what needs to get done, So, but at least when he comes home and I see him get in the shower and get his clothes changed, I feel like then he's on the way to relaxation. Yeah.
So when you guys have had a disagreement, have you ever gone to bed angry?
We never fight. Yes, I've gone to bed angry more times than I'd like to admit. However, You know, yes, I have gone to bed angry. I feel like that's all I could say. Yep, I have done it. But I do sometimes feel like it's such a waste of energy. Like, you know, it's so negative, and then we both want to be right. I mean, at the end of the day, we each have our own opinions about things. But when I've gone to bed angry, yeah, I've done it more times than I'd like to admit, to be honest with you. But I also feel like in a perfect world, that would never happen. But I don't live in a perfect world.
Right. Things happen, you know, and sometimes, the way I look at it is, what if, you know, it's a really heated argument, and sometimes you need to decompress a little bit. You need to take a step out, take a step away, sleep on it, and maybe when you wake up the next day, you have a different perspective on the situation. You've ground down a little bit. You may still be angry or upset, but the emotion has waned a little bit, and you're able to have a different look at it, and approach the conversation differently. So I'd go to bed angry. Hell, I know Ray goes to sleep, no problem. No problem whatsoever. But I'm just curious, you know, because one of the rules that you see in marriage, everywhere you look, don't go to bed angry. And I'm just like,
I just think that's impossible sometimes. I mean, I feel like we have the best of intentions, but listen, once I get mad or angry, I can't just turn it off just because it's bedtime and we want to not go to bed angry. If I'm heated, I'm like, I'm heated, and I'm just going to walk away, or not, obviously not go to bed. He'll go to bed before me, and I'll be up, you know, doing my own thing. But yeah, no, I've gone to bed angry many times in 27 years.